Now, my people, let me get into the first one, right? That's two things. Big up the general name again, Isaac Buchanan. Alright? Big up Isaac Buchanan. And big up Marky G. And big up the whole PMP. Understand? And big up all well thinking Jamaicans. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen a viral video going around of some policeman physically abuse a bossman. First time I see that video there, I was like, what the hell is this? This is very disturbing. And looking back at it, it's equally disturbing. But I never understood the context of what was happening. Right? But Mr. Isaac Buchanan has spoken on it. So I know him at the context boss. So make we hear him as well.
The following is a release from the People's National Party Media Unit.
I'm Isat Buchanan, Member of Parliament for Portland Eastern and the Opposition Spokesperson on Youth and Human Rights. I am deeply disturbed by yet another video circulating on social media, which appears to depict members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force physically assaulting a bus driver for a Toyota Coaster and a civilian, while also causing damage to their personal property. If the events depicted in the video are accurate, they constitute another deeply troubling incident involving the use of force by those entrusted with upholding the law. This follows a series of recent videos that have sparked national concern regarding the conduct of some members of the security forces in their interactions with ordinary citizens. The Jamaica Constabulary Force is mandated to serve, protect, and reassure. That mandate cannot coexist with conduct that appears to undermine public confidence, infringe upon the dignity of citizens, or suggest the unnecessary use of force. Within the span of just 2 days, Jamaicans have witnessed yet another incident that appears to show civilians being assaulted. This cannot become our national norm. The Constitution of Jamaica, through the Charter of Fundamental Rights and Freedoms, guarantees every citizen the right to life, liberty, security of the person, protection from arbitrary treatment, and the protection of property. These constitutional guarantees are not suspended simply because an individual is stopped by law enforcement. Every exercise of police power must remain lawful, necessary, proportionate, and accountable. While the police undoubtedly perform a difficult and often dangerous job in combating crime, that responsibility carries with it an equally important obligation to exercise restraint and professionalism. Public confidence in law enforcement depends not only on reducing crime, but also on the faithful observance of the rule of law and respect for the constitutional rights of every Jamaican. In my capacity as Member of Parliament for Eastern Portland and opposition spokesperson on youth and human rights, I am calling for an immediate and comprehensive investigation by the relevant state authorities into this incident. The facts must be established swiftly, independently, and transparently, and where wrongdoing is found, those responsible must be held fully accountable. I also call upon the leadership of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, including the Commissioner of Police, to provide the Jamaican people with a clear explanation of what transpired, the circumstances surrounding the actions of the officers involved, and the measures that will be implemented to prevent similar incidents from recurring. The people of Jamaica deserve policing that is professional, accountable, and rooted in respect for the Constitution. Every allegation of excessive force erodes public trust and weakens the relationship between the police and the communities they are sworn to serve. This pattern cannot continue unchecked. Accountability strengthens policing, it does not weaken it. Respect for human rights is not an obstacle to effective law enforcement. It is an essential pillar of justice and democracy. The Jamaican people deserve answers. They deserve accountability. Above all, they deserve a police service that faithfully lives up to its oath to serve, protect, and reassure.
Visit our website at pnp.org.jm or
Yeah, I mean, I every word, every syllable. I would love more clarity on the situation as well. You know, it don't look good. Again, this is why we need body worn cameras. Another clarion call, another situation that stirs the mistrust or stirs more lack of trust from the Jamaican citizens where, you know, the police is concerned. You understand? And ladies and gentlemen, speaking about the police, there was a Facebook post that I saw that stated that the police who allegedly pepper sprayed Desmond McKenzie is now in custody. Well, the JCF on their Instagram has refuted that claim, that it is fake. So any of you that had believed that that is true, that somehow the man that pepper sprayed Desmond McKenzie is in custody, the devil is a liar. I saw it, but I was like, nah, I don't think that's true. So I was like, nah, pepper spray, really? Nah, I don't think that's true. Nah, I don't think that happened. Anyway, based off the own words of Desmond McKenzie, I said, nah. He said that he stood in front of the police while the police was chasing somebody. That is obstruction of justice. That is you interfering with police operation. So I was like, how could they take him off duty? On what grounds legally? On what grounds? It just never really sounded right. So they say the Jamaica Constabulary Force is aware of the social media post making claims regarding the alleged arrest of the police officer. At this time, we urge the public to exercise caution and avoid sharing or replying on unverified information circulating online. The JCF remains committed to transparency, accountability, and due process. Where allegations of misconduct involving members of the forces arise, they are addressed through the appropriate investigative and disciplinary process. It says members of the public are encouraged to obtain updates from JCF official communication channels and credible news sources. We thank the public for its continued cooperation in helping to combat misinformation. All right. So moving on to Mark Jefferson Golding in this particular reaction, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Golding calls for a Marshall Plan to rescue hurricane-hit small businesses. So he has been calling for the government to rescue citizens that are homeless. Mark Golding and the People's National Party. And now he's calling for a Marshall Plan to rescue hurricane-hit small businesses. Let's listen, ladies and gentlemen. Let's listen to this.
Opposition leader Mark Golding says businesses across much of Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, Hanover, St. James, Trelawney, and parts of Manchester have suffered lasting damage to their productive capacity. He says many of the affected businesses are uninsured and have lost both their physical assets and their stock. According to Golding, they need help and they need it fast.
I think that, especially given that this fiscal year we have suspended the fiscal rules so that the government has more leeway in how it manages the situation, I think we really need a kind of Marshall Plan for small businesses in the affected areas of the country. They need help and they need it fast. And I think we need the rollout of a serious Marshall Plan to get those businesses back up and running so that they can resume their contribution to employment and to economic activity and indeed economic growth. And I think that's the main message I want to carry this morning.
The opposition leader argues that the crisis is unfolding against the backdrop of a weakened economy. He also cites rising international energy and transportation costs, driven by the ongoing war in the Middle East and Europe. Golding says that in a time of economic contraction, the country must be bolder and more creative.
We can't in time of depression or contraction or difficulties, challenges, adopt a pro-cyclical approach to economic management. We have to be more creative, we have to be bolder. And while we must, of course, always maintain targets that we want to meet in terms of debt to GDP ratios and so on, there must be some flexibility in how we approach those in terms of the dates and what have you, because we need to address present problems, and there's serious problems in a real way.
Golding argues that with the fiscal rules suspended for the financial year, the government has both the leeway and the responsibility to act decisively. But he cautions that headline announcements about billions of dollars budgeted for small businesses are not enough. According to Golding, often those funds don't reach the intended beneficiaries and are then sent back to the consolidated fund.
What happens is we sometimes have headlines of things that we do. For example, provide financing for small businesses, billions of dollars made available, but the actual distribution system is not working at all. And those funds don't reach who they're intended to reach, and are often returned at the end of the fiscal year to the consolidated fund. So we have to work through the granular details of how the interface between policy and reality works its way through so that we get the results that we actually need. And I think if we do that attentively and working together, we can build a much stronger economy and a better Jamaica.
Siobhan Campbell for Nationwide News.
You know, this man is a problem for the Jamaica Labour Party. Do not be fooled. And that is the reason why the propaganda machine is doing any story that seems to plant a seed of divide into the People's National Party to get rid of Mark Golding. There's an orchestrated plan by these media entities in Jamaica to remove Mark Golding from the People's National Party as the leader of the party. For that very reason, this man is dangerous to them achieving their agenda. He is a problem, ladies and gentlemen. Where is the lie the man till a while ago? This government is not creative economically, you know. They are doing standard things and we have a crisis. The economy needs to grow. What better way to grow the economy than helping the individuals that have been hit, small businesses, to rise up from small to medium to big? More people will be in more employment. Give the people an opportunity. And you heard what he said too? The fact that the fiscal rules are loosened, this is the moment in time where you use your creativity in a positive way to help those people to grow. Ladies and gentlemen, the man is brilliant, and he have a brilliant team behind him as well. You understand? And if only the government was not working for the devil, because they cannot work for God, and we know that they are a cult. If they were not working for the agenda of the devil, they would have been doing these things and taking these recommendations from the People's National Party long ago and use them. Use the idea of them, man. But them busy as scrape. Them busy as set up their own business. I build schemes and townhouses for them to personally benefit from what the government is doing. Them and them friend. Them know themselves. It's all a scheme for them to make more money. That's why there's so many of them that is under investigation for illicit enrichment. Them and them friend. And then come up with these grand plans like you hear Mark Golding say, right? Oh, we're gonna allocate this money to help these people. And at the end of the program, only less than a third of the persons didn't get any help. Look at what happened with the social program the other day that targeted 20,000. Was it 20,000 persons? Last year, 50,000 persons. It targeted and it only yielded what? 7,000, 12,000 persons. Between 7 and 12. With the bridge in the name again. Mr. Dr. Alfred Dawes, he talked about it in Parliament. He was livid. He was livid about it. I think it was in the PAC meeting or the PAAC meeting. And he said, well, I mean, this program is not, people need the help and it didn't get to its target. It's ridiculous. Why is that? Why is it? Why did that happen? Man, listen, bro. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. I wanted to go and look for that video, but I'm going to leave it alone. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Hey, listen, I can't find the video, but I have other things to go and to other stories to go over. But let me know what you guys think about, the comments from Isat Buchanan in regards to the constant, what appears to be constant levels of police brutality and citizens. They have so much power. They have these big guns on their waists and they have them pepper spray. It's this big gang against the people, and I don't see security. I don't feel secure on the road. Although I am not a part of anything illegal or anything, but one of the demons them can just raise up in one of them police and then decide to say you are gonna be the next victim of police brutality. You feel me? I deal with, and them have the entire government behind them. So I'm backing everything that they do. Even when they do unlawful things. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section, man.